Good day. I'm delighted to welcome you to another one of the Simply Mail Solutions webinars that we've been running over the last few months. The one that we're going to do today, I think you will find of particular interest, and it's certainly been of interest to myself. It's about a number of functions and facilities that are available on Office 365 that many of you may not be aware of, that are actually embedded within the solution itself. And we're going to step through those. I'm delighted to be joined today by Colin Smith, who is the CEO of Simply Mail Solutions, and Martin Barber, who's going to be with us. And we are going to step through, as we've said, a significant amount of functionality that you may not be aware of. As normal with these sessions, when we start, we just like to remind you that we are here to help you. We're an expert in cloud services and have been operating in this area for many years, and we're able to help you. You can speak with us afterwards on our support lines on this subject or any other subject, and of course, as we've all been working over this last 12 months in some very difficult situations, we're always here to make you safe and secure within the cloud and IT environment that you're working in. So let's start and have a look at three subjects that are within the Office 365 realm, that many of our customers we've found may not be aware of this level of functionality and what you can do with it. And the three today that we're going to discuss are forms, bookings, and lists. And the first one that we're going to look at in detail is forms. At this point, I'm delighted to introduce Colin Smith, who's going to step us through this and tell us a little bit more about forms. So Colin, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about forms.
Yes, thank you, Chris, and hi to everyone. Microsoft Forms, I suppose, on the sort of top level approach, is a smart way of collecting data from a group. What you can use it for is you can create surveys, quizzes and polls. You can invite others to respond to your forms using any web browser or mobile device. And you can either use the built-in analytics that are within forms to evaluate the responses, or if you want to do more in-depth evaluation of the responses, you can very easily export it into Excel, and then from Excel you can take it wherever you want to analyze. Yeah.
Great. And how can we create a form? Perhaps, Martin, you could step us through and show us online how we actually create a form in this scenario.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Hello, everyone. So on screen now, you're looking at a video of how forms are created. This is done via the Office 365 portal, and once you sign in, you basically go to the app tray and then forms. Once you go into the forms, you just have to then click on add to create a new form. And then you just need to then add the questions that you want to ask, whether that's going to be a choice question, text questions or ratings, or there's also a date option. As you can see on screen at the moment, they're putting a typical question with certain answers that the end user can check. And then you can click add new, and you can add several more of them as well. There's quite a few different options that you can add within there. There is options for multiple answer options as well, as you can see on screen. Once that's done, you can then preview it, and you can preview it what it'll look like on your computer and on a mobile device, so you can see what it will look like for the end user, on how it would actually look for them. Once you're done, you just click on share. That will give you the link, and that will allow you to then give that link to your end users or customers to fill the form in, and then once that happens, they can just fill the form in and off they go, basically.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Martin. So in summary, I think what we're saying is you just sign into the Office 365 portal, go to the app menu, click forms, click on a form, click add new, click the option that you want, okay, whether you want to add text, rating or date, okay, add your content in at that point, and when you've completed that, click share, okay, and then the link will be displayed, okay, for use by your customers or your users. So obviously we've stepped through that relatively quickly today, but we'd be delighted to assist you or step through that with you on a one-to-one basis if you need to, through our support line, and for us to set up and to do that for you. So when we've gone through the form scenario with a number of customers, we've come up with quite a few questions that are often asked by our customers on forms, and I'm going to step through the key ones that we normally get with Colin at this point in time. So, Colin, perhaps if you could start us with the first question that we often get, which is, do you have to have a Microsoft 365 account in order to respond?
Not at all. All you have to have is access to either the web page or the form on the computer. You can send it out as a clickable link, so anyone with internet access can respond to your survey or your quiz.
Fine. And is this available on both desktop and mobile?
Yeah, as Martin briefly showed there, you can send out a mobile version or you can send out a desktop version. Well, in fact, it's automatic depending on what device you access the form with. Yeah.
Right. And can you set a form up so that it's timed?
Yeah, this is a very useful feature. So if you're using a form, for instance, you might want to use it for quizzes or something like that in a classroom environment. It's always useful to do a cut-off date when the quizzes have to be in, and you can get the people marked and everything like that. So yes, you can set an end time for the form.
Great. And is there a charge, or is the form free?
It's free as part of most of the Microsoft 365 packages. The big advantage of this over other ones that you may see are free, such as SurveyMonkey or Trueform, is that you're not limited in terms of the number of questions you can ask or the number of respondees that you can send it to. So in terms of a free part of 365, and it's an incredible, powerful device.
Great. Now, if I'm halfway through doing a form and I get interrupted, am I able to save that and then go back to it later?
Yes, you can. Yes, it's all there, so you don't have to worry about starting it all over again. Yeah.
Great. And can I utilise it for quizzes?
Yes, we've touched on this. It's in terms of the questions you can ask, you've seen various different ones that Martin ran through. You can also assign ratings to the questions and therefore mark the forms automatically as they come in, saving you a lot of time and effort in marking forms.
Great. And how many responses? Is there a limit, or how many can we do at any one time?
We believe there is a limit of around about 5,000, but if you compare that to the other free forms that are available, where they're typically limited to about 10 responses, then it's something that for the majority of our customers will not be a problem.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Colin and Martin, for stepping us through forms. And as we've said already, if you would like further information on that, please get in contact with us, and we'd be delighted to step you through that. So moving on to the second of our subjects today, in terms of functionality that's available through 365 but may not be commonly known, we're going to look at Microsoft Bookings. So, Colin, could you tell us a little bit about what is Microsoft Bookings?
Yes, I suppose on a higher level, you could describe Microsoft Bookings as an interactive calendar booking system and a means of allocating resources in an efficient manner. So on a more basic level, you can deliver a quick and easy way for businesses to implement an appointment booking system into their day-to-day process. You can create a web-based portal from which your customers can select the appointments. Then they can choose in date or time when they want to go use those appointments. And once they've made their booking, in addition to them getting email reminders, they'll be able to use the same portal to cancel, reschedule, or create a new booking. So it saves a lot of toing and froing and what you'd expect with in the customer interactive where you're making appointments. Often you'll find quite small businesses will employ one person just to take care of the bookings, and this can really free those people up to do more productive things.
Great, thanks, Colin. So Martin, perhaps if you could now just step us through briefly how Forms is set up.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks, Chris. Okay, so on screen now you'll see a video on a brief overview of how forms are actually created. So effectively same again as booking, sorry, is same again. So you literally would log into 365, you'd then select the bookings option from the app tray, and then it would ask you to create one. You put in a name for the calendar that you want to call the booking calendar and the sector of the business you are. You then do next, and then it will give you the options, as you can see on screen here. So you can set up things like what services that you're going to offer. You can add staff, what level of permissions you want to give them. You can even add customers to it as well, even though they will be automatically added as when you've actually booked somebody in. You've also got the booking page, which gives you the ability to add the form to, say, your website, to Facebook, customize how you want it to look with the theme, color, and just general customization on how it works, if it's going to notify people, that kind of thing. The calendar option that you can see there as well is that's just an overview of all the bookings that you've got booked in. When you book in, when you want to put something on Facebook, you basically just go into your Facebook page and you can select add an app, as you can see on screen, and it's dead simple to do. It's just a few clicks and it will automatically connect that booking system to your Facebook page itself. And then once that's all been taken care of, people will just be able to book stuff straight from the page. Now you can actually also view it on a mobile. There is a mobile app available that you can download, which is handy if you're say a hairdresser or something like that and you've got bookings on the go. You can actually access them via the mobile app that's available for bookings as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for stepping through that, Martin. So what we're saying in summary there, okay, is again, sign into the Office 365 portal, go to the app manual, click on bookings. The welcome screen will then come up, click on it, get it now. Okay, then you enter in the name for your booking calendar, provide your business sector, your booking calendar will then be created. Okay, and now you're in a position where you can add services, customers to your booking page and staff, etc., and you'll be fully live. So that's again, as we keep saying, if you have any difficulty with that, we'll be more than happy to help you. Looking through the frequently asked questions that we get on our support lines from customers that are using bookings, we've got several questions that I'm going to step through now with Colin, which are, as we said, are the most frequently asked ones that we get. And the first one here is, does Microsoft Bookings fully integrate with Microsoft Teams, Colin?
Yes, it does. No problem at all. Yeah.
Brilliant. And the next one is, which has been of concern to many customers, is will my customers see my personal calendar?
No, bookings is a completely separate calendar, so there's no worry about your personal information or even your normal business calendar being shown on within bookings.
Brilliant. Okay, and then next one was, can I ask bookings even if I have a web page for my business?
Yes, as Martin showed there, what you get is a link, so you can just email that link out and it can be dished up by the Microsoft servers. So there's no need to set up a web page for your business, or indeed you can use that link on a Facebook or it may be Instagram or WhatsApp. Yeah.
Great. And then next is, how does bookings work across time zones?
It's an interesting one. This is an option you can do yourself. For the majority of our customers, this isn't going to be a great big deal, but you can set it that it can show the times in the customer's local time, or you can set it such that it shows only in your own time.
And how can booking appointments show on a person's calendar?
No problem. As you allocate staff to those bookings or people that are involved in the actual bookings that are made, it will automatically show up on their calendar if they hook them up to it. Yeah.
Fine. And the last one we've got on bookings today is, can I book a classroom style appointment?
Yes, so we're talking about a one-to-many instead of a one-to-one. So if you book a hairdresser, you're going to take him up for the whole hour. But for instance, a teacher or something, or a yoga class or something like that, there may be several of you in the class. So what you want to do is you can set the resources within it to allow up to a certain number of people to attend for that one appointment.
Great, thank you for that, Colin, and thank you, Martin, for stepping through the setup. And now we're going to move on to the last of our subjects today, where we're looking at functionality within 365 that's not commonly known or used. We're going to look at Microsoft Lists. So Microsoft Lists, Colin, what is that?
It's also sort of on a high level, you could call Microsoft Lists a smart info tracking app. I think, especially during the pandemic, we've all been doing lists a lot more than we normally do because, remote working just forces us to do lists rather than just saying to people, get this done, get that done, or whatever. So it's an app that helps you track information and organize work. And, they're simple, smart, and flexible. So it makes lists interactive. The big problem with a list is usually once you send it out, it becomes outdated straight away and you're forever updating the lists and the other people haven't got the right lists. So you can use lists for various things, really, anything that you might use a paper list for. So, you can track issues, assets, routines, contracts, inventory. And what you can do is create customizable views and smart rules and alerts. Lists come with ready-made templates, so you can start a list online on your mobile app, or you can start it directly from Microsoft Teams. Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you. So Martin, perhaps you could now step us through so we can have a look and see exactly how Microsoft Lists is set up.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Chris. So as you can see on screen now, you can see a video on how lists actually are set up. The same again, you log into the 365 portal, you go to the app tray and then lists. Once you've gone into there, you'll then have an option to create a new list, which will give you an option to either create a blank list or one from a template. If you choose to do a blank one, you just give it a name, description, you can add different colors to it, things like that. And then once that's been created, then that gives you the ability to actually add your data and your information straight into the lists page itself, basically, and then you can share it with people, and then it's fully trackable, basically.
Great. Okay, thank you, Martin. So in summary, it's again very similar to the other two functions that we've looked at today. Sign into the 365 portal, go to the app menu, click on lists. Okay, click a new list, choose to create a list or pick from a template, and then it will ask you to put in your name, description, color, icon, and where you want to save the list. And then finally, at the end of that process, you click create and your list will be in place. Again, we've got a few frequently asked questions that we get from customers when we're looking at lists, and I'm just going to step through those briefly now with Colin. And the first one on there is, where is Microsoft Lists saved, Colin?
It's saved within 365, so it's totally backed up and very secure. Yeah.
And how does it differ from Microsoft To Do and Planner?
Microsoft To Do is really a sort of one-to-one tool. It's either for yourself to use as reminders, or it's something that you might assign to one person or one team, and it tends to involve a single task. Lists involve a lot of different tasks. Microsoft Planner is a project management tool, and whilst it's very, very powerful tool, it requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise to run properly. So Microsoft Planner, you might say, if you're planning to build a jumbo jet, then you might use Planner, but for day-to-day running a business, lists are much simpler. Yeah.
Great. And can you use lists in Teams?
Yes, again, lists is fully available in Teams and fully fits in with it. Yeah.
Great. Well, there we are today. We've gone through Microsoft Forms, Microsoft bookings, and Microsoft lists. Okay, and hopefully we've given you a little bit of insight into these functions and features, which, as we've said earlier, that many customers may not be aware that they're able to do that. And we see that continuing, and a continuing trend, really, as Microsoft continue to add more features and functionality to their cloud solutions. We see it as our role to guide our customers and to help them and step them through to make sure that they get the maximum benefit they can from the high level of functionality that is now available from from Microsoft. We've been in the business, as many of you will know, since 2006. We are a true everything in the cloud provider and always have been. So our support teams and our support desk are all fully UK based. You won't be talking to a machine. You will be talking to a human being who's a specialist in a specific area that you wish to talk to us about. We live the dream ourselves, and we utilize many or all of the services, certainly that we've spoken to you about today, as an integral part of what we're doing. And as we've said already, in a time which has been very difficult for many of our customers, we're here to try and help you as much as we can. So if you wish to contact us, you'll see on the screen now our website address, our telephone number, and you can get through to us on both of those. We'd be looking to see if we've got any further questions that have come up today on this webinar, and we haven't. So hopefully,
I think we have actually. Chris.
Oh, have we? Have I missed one?
Yeah, I think you need to click on the published ones there.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I've missed a couple. Yes, we have. I'm just looking through those now. I had missed those. Let me have a look. So what have we got? It says here's the first question. Would like to know if the look of the templates and emails to customers can be changed at all. So could you pick that up, Martin or Colin?
Yes, definitely in forms. It's not. I think at the time it was sent that relates to forms. So yes, definitely in forms you can do some quite snazzy templates. The email that goes out to the customer asking them to request them to fill in a form, that really is something that would be sent from your own Outlook. So if you've got an email template in your own Outlook, there's no problem, customizing that up. Yeah.
Great, thank you. And then the next question we've got here is one which Will has asked, which is if items are assigned in a list, will they be shown in tasks for Teams?
It doesn't show up as tasks for Teams because that's a separate issue. I think you could probably use Power Automate, which is something else we'll maybe deal with in another webinar, to create a task if you so wished from lists. But at the moment, no, it doesn't show up in tasks for Teams.
Great. And then the next question we've got from Sarah, okay, which asks the question, which level of Microsoft Office 365 is needed to get all of these functions?
Basically business standard and above. So you're talking, I can't remember, business standard about £3.90 a month or something like that. So that's anything that includes any of the Office apps, and you will get all these functions as part of that.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much. They're the questions that we.
I think you've missed a couple at the beginning. Yeah.
Have I missed a couple? I'm so really sorry if I've missed 2 or 3.
Right. I think Richard would like to know if Forms is downloadable Office app or a web application. Quick answer is it's a web application. So I don't think there is a downloadable Office app for it at this point in time. Yeah. Right. And then finally,
there's another one, Richard, isn't it?
Mark would like to know if you attach files to Forms to allow someone to download a document. Ooh, good question. That I'm not sure about that one at all. Martin, perhaps do you have any ideas at all?
There's not any options that I'm aware of to do that, but it was something we can definitely look into and see if it's something that's going to be implemented.
Yeah.
I've not seen it myself when I've been using it, when I've used them myself.
I mean, certainly with Forms, you can do conditional questions and branching. So, for instance, the old sort of if you don't if you answer no to this question, go to question 7 or something like that, and you can build that sort of smart functionality in. And branching. So I would have thought there should be the ability to put a form in there in there to download, but we'll have to get back to you on that one. Yeah.
All right, well, that's fine, and hopefully I've not missed any more, and we've managed to pick up all of the questions that we've had from our attendees today. And as we've just were moving on to say, if you wish to contact us, our telephone number is on the slide now, as is our support line, as is our website address, and we would be delighted to talk to you about any subject that we've covered today, or any other subject to do with the products and solutions that we provide. So once again, thank you, Colin, thank you, Martin, for joining me today on this Simply Mail Solutions webinar, and we wish all of you a good afternoon. Please keep safe, and we look forward to talking with you again. So goodbye from me.